The sound of slow breathing fills the darkness. Wind moves somewhere far away, hollow and cold. A man's voice speaks, tired and calm. They say you never really know a person. Not completely. Not the parts they hide in the dark. Not the parts they hide from themselves. I used to think that was something people said to sound wise. I was wrong. A quiet suburban street outside Chicago sits under dim streetlights. Snow drifts slowly through the air, soft and silent. A modest house stands alone at the end of a driveway. My name is Daniel Mercer. 3 years ago, I had a life, a job, a best friend. 3 years ago, I trusted someone. A car pulls into the driveway. The engine shuts off. Daniel steps out, his breath visible in the cold air. He walks toward the house, tired from a long day, already reaching into his pocket for his keys. Then he notices the front door. It's slightly open. That was the first moment something felt wrong. Not loud, not obvious, just wrong. He pushes the door slowly. It creaks as it opens. The house is dark. Hello? No answer. He steps inside. The air smells metallic. His eyes lower. Blood. A thin trail stretches across the floor, disappearing into the living room. There's a moment when your brain refuses to accept what your eyes are seeing. It protects you, just for a second. He follows it, and then he sees him. Eric. His best friend lies on the floor, pale and barely moving. Blood spreads beneath his body. Daniel rushes forward, panic rising in his chest. Eric. A knife lies beside him. Daniel grabs it without thinking, his hands shaking. Eric's eyes open slightly, weak, confused. He looks directly at Daniel. Why? His hand falls. Gone. Daniel freezes. Sirens explode outside. Red and blue lights flash through the windows. That was the moment my life ended. I just didn't know it yet. Police storm inside, shouting, weapons raised. Drop the knife. Daniel looks down. He's still holding it. Cold metal in his hand. They force him to the ground. Handcuffs snap shut around his wrists. He doesn't resist. He doesn't understand. I told them the truth. Every second, every detail. They listened. They nodded. They didn't believe me. A cold interrogation room. A metal table. Bright lights overhead. Photos slide across the surface. Eric's body. The knife. Daniel's fingerprints report. Only his. No one else. I kept waiting for them to realize the mistake. They never did. A courtroom full of strangers watches him. Eric's family cries quietly. The jury avoids his eyes. The judge speaks words that echo forever. Life imprisonment without parole. That was the last day anyone called me innocent. Steel doors slam shut. The sound echoes endlessly down concrete hallways. Prison isn't what people think. It isn't constant violence. It's worse. It's time. Endless, empty time. To remember. Daniel lies awake on a thin mattress, staring at the ceiling in the dark. Around him, men snore, whisper, cry. Every night, he sees Eric again. The blood, the confusion in his eyes. Why? 3 years pass slowly, like something dying. One afternoon, a guard tosses him a letter. No return address. Daniel opens it carefully. Inside is a photograph. His living room, taken from outside the window. He stares at it, confused. Then he sees it, in the reflection of the glass behind Eric's body. A shadow. A person standing behind him. Not Daniel, someone else. That was the moment hope became more terrifying than prison. His hands tremble. Someone was there. Someone saw everything. Someone let him take the blame. Months pass. Quiet questions. Careful conversations. Waiting. Another letter arrives. 3 words. I found something. Someone out there was searching for the truth, which meant someone out there was hiding it. One night, alarms explode through the prison. Screaming, smoke fills the air. Men run in every direction. Fire spreads along the walls. I didn't plan to escape. But survival doesn't ask permission. Daniel runs with the others, coughing, heart pounding. He finds an open maintenance tunnel, crawls through darkness, through dust and heat and fear. He emerges outside the fence. Cold night air fills his lungs. For the first time in 3 years, he is free. Freedom doesn't feel the way you imagine. It feels like fear. Televisions everywhere show his face. Escaped murderer. He hides in abandoned buildings, sleeps in silence, watches every stranger, every shadow. When the whole world believes you're a monster, you start to wonder if they're right. He finds the investigator's office that sent the letters. The door hangs open. Dust covers everything. Inside a drawer sits a recorder. He presses play. A woman's voice speaks quietly, nervously. "If you're hearing this, I found the partner. Eric wasn't alone. The money went through a federal account. U.S. Marshal Thomas Grant." Daniel stops breathing. The man who arrested him. The man who testified against him. The man everyone trusted. That's the thing about evil. It doesn't look like a monster. It looks like someone you trust. The desert stretches endlessly under the night sky. Wind howls across empty land. Daniel approaches a small, isolated house. Inside, the air is still. Photographs cover a wall. Photos of Daniel. In prison. Outside prison. Recent ones. He was being watched. A voice speaks behind him. I wondered how long it would take. Daniel turns slowly. Grant stands in the shadows, holding a gun, calm and certain. "You were convenient," Grant says quietly. "People believe what they see, and they saw you holding the knife." Daniel can't move. His heart pounds in his ears. "No one will believe you now," Grant says. He raises the gun. Time stops. A gunshot explodes. Grant's eyes widen. Blood spreads across his chest. He collapses. Behind him stands a woman, shaking, holding a gun. Alive, the investigator. Daniel stares, unable to speak. After everything, the truth finally breathes. Waves crash against the Oregon coast. Gray sky stretches endlessly overhead. Daniel walks alone along the shoreline. "They gave me my life back, said I was innocent, said I was free." He watches the ocean move, endless and indifferent. But some things never leave you. Not the fear, not the memories, not the question. Wind moves past him. For a moment he hears Eric's voice again. "Why?" Daniel closes his eyes. "Because sometimes the worst prison isn't the one they lock you in. It's the one they leave inside you."